We play and call it work.
MiniWarGaming's Battlefleet Gothic Battle Report.
Hey everybody, Matthew here from MiniWarGaming.com, and today we've got some Battlefleet Gothic with Luka.
Whoops! In space! 40K!
Ships in space, as opposed to ships on the water.
On the water, yeah.
Yeah.
That's Man of War.
That's true, that's true. And so I've been wanting to learn Battlefleet Gothic for a while, and so I took a crash course in it yesterday with Luka, who's played it before, but hasn't played it for a while either.
Over 6 months, usually.
So we put him at the noob/intermediate stage, and I'm just at the noob.
I'd say that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm at the noob stage. But it's pretty straightforward, and big shout out, of course, to Excalibur. Sorry for that little weird edit there, because I had to look it up. So what Excalibur has done, and that's his username somewhere.
Right.
I'm sorry if I don't know exactly where. He's combined the old Battlefleet Gothic rules with the FAQs and some of the revised stuff as well.
Yeah.
So we're using the Battlefleet Gothic Expanded Revised Edition. So just in case anybody's watching who knows what Battlefleet Gothic rules are, those are the ones we're using.
And if you're not familiar with it, it is a lot of tie-ins with the community. There's a lot of veteran players who are helping him out with this too. A lot of play testing going into it. It's solid. It's nice. Everything's clean, clear cut, and
it picks up some of the janky rules.
Right. It adds more ships to it too. Brings some of the more powerful ones down. Brings some of the bad ones back up. Typical balance stuff.
Yeah. Leave a game to the community for a long period of time, and they will balance and perfect it. So that's an interesting thing right there. Like whole discussion on its own in its own video.
Right. For us new players, the finer details of the changes probably won't even affect us. It just makes the rules cleaner for us to interpret.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen today is Luke and I are going to play 2 games. First one is available for free right here on YouTube, so you can enjoy that. If you liked what you saw and want to see more, we'll have another one for our wonderful, awesome, beautiful Vault members who support us in all that we do. Yes, big hearts to you guys.
I'm focusing on my ships.
And so if you want to see that, then there's a link in the description below to go check that out. We'll also put links to where you can find the expanded revised edition rules, or Battlefleet Gothic and all that kind of stuff too. If you're not a Vault member, then consider please clicking that link and get a free 7-day trial. You can watch the Battle Report right away, and if you decide you don't want anything else, then cancel. You'll at least have given it a try. And if you want to see more Battlefleet Gothic, there's 2 ways to show your support for that. If you're already a Vault member, simply go and watch and comment on the one in the Vault.
Yeah.
If you're not a Vault member, then sign up specifically by clicking the link below, because we track signups based on which page they were on. And so if we see a ton of people signing up to watch the Vault Battlefleet Gothic Battle Report, then we're like, oh, there really is an interest for this. And that motivates us to do more of it. Now, the real reason why I'm trying to learn how to do this, though, is because I'm planning a narrative campaign.
I wasn't sure if you're going to reveal that.
Oh, I am. I'm going to reveal it. So the Hungry Nexus campaign left the Tyranid Necron War in a bit of a power struggle, almost down the middle. Tyranids with slight advantage.
It's what a surprise. 2 equally powerful forces. It doesn't amount to too much yet.
Exactly. We have some other narrative campaigns to play in the Cthulhu sector. The Hunting the Fallen one right now is a continuation of that one. Planning an Orc one with Dave and an Admech one with Josh. The timing of those exactly is not 100% sure yet. But somewhere in all of there, we're going to be doing a huge Tyranid versus Necron campaign. Steve taking on the role of the Tyranids, and Luka with the Necrons. If everything goes as planned, things are subject to change, of course. And that one will be like a grand scale, taking over systems, all that kind of stuff. And I want to incorporate Battlefleet Gothic.
It's just natural, they go hand in hand.
Yeah, it's not like every game is going to be Battlefleet Gothic followed by 40K, because maybe there's not much of a fleet resistance at certain systems. So they'll have like a map, and they'll move around the map with their fleets. If they arrive at a planet and there's no opposing fleet there, then we just go straight to 40K.
Why would we fight, right?
Right. So you play 40K games to take over the planet. And if they do come across other fleets, then we do the Battlefleet Gothic to see the results of those fleets. And there might be other forces at play as well, but the main thing is do the Tyranids or the Necrons take over the Cthulhu sector?
Right.
Or forever stay in a stalemate, because that could be an output as well. But I don't know if I can include Battlefleet Gothic until I know Battlefleet Gothic and know the balance of it. Starting off easy here, I'm going to be playing an Imperial Navy Gothic sector list against some chaos.
This is an incursion fleet. This is no Space Marines. There's not even, we're playing at 740 points. We don't have commanders either, which I immediately regret based on some leadership roles, but I just have a question. I couldn't find what the marks of chaos do. I had Mark of Undivided for 25 points. If I was thinking about going Chaos Space Marines, I just couldn't find the rules. So some feedback down below on that one, please. I'm just curious.
Oh yeah, and I'd love all the feedback. Any rules we get wrong.
Everything down below.
Tactics, you're like, dude, why aren't you doing this? I love that kind of stuff you pointed out so that I can that I can better assess the game. So,
Yeah.
so my goal is to play a bunch of games of Battlefleet Gothic so that I can learn it, and then in particular, once I get the basics down, start playing Tyranids and Necrons, because I know there's going to be a power difference.
Yeah.
And so the question is, does the Expand Revised Edition fix that power difference? Or do I have to, as a games master, be aware that maybe the Necrons are just too OP, or maybe the Tyranids will turn out to be too OP.
That was the case with the base game. The Necrons were a little too much.
Exactly, but maybe in the Revised Edition it's fixed.
I've never tried it, so I have no idea.
Yeah, so I don't want to jump in cold to a campaign, use Battlefleet Gothic, and then find out halfway through, oh, the Tyranids didn't stand a chance, or the Necrons didn't stand a chance for this. So there's got to be some semblance of balance. And because I'll be games mastering it and not playing as a player, I can really play around with that balance without feeling guilty that I'm just favoring myself as one of the players.
And again, we are like super new at it too, so if it does seem like we just might not know what we're doing, right? And it's just certain play styles might not make sense right away with certain fleets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So all of your feedback would be great. I don't want to spend too much more time talking about all of this and why we're doing it, so let's just jump into talking about our fleets. I'm going to take a look at my Imperial Navy Gothic sector fleet list first from the Segmentum Obscurus. That's the rules I'll be using for this fleet composition. And what I've got, the big cruiser, the big battle cruiser I'm going to be bringing is the Mars pattern. I think it's just called Mars class battle cruiser. And then yeah, it's a big one with Nova cannon and fun stuff. Right next to him, we're going to be having a Dominator class cruiser. Also has a Nova cannon, just a coincidence there. And then because we have to have 2 regular cruisers for every battle cruiser, I had to bring one more, so I brought a Dauntless class light cruiser. Just a bit of lances and some weapon batteries, nothing too special. And then we've got an escort squadron of 6 Cobra destroyers. These ones love torpedoes. So we're gonna be able to see some torpedo ordnance from them, some fighter and bomber action from them, Nova cannons, so it's a good gambit of some of the basic stuff.
I'm super jealous, actually. Ordnance is my favorite part of the game, and I wish I had some of the fighters, the attack crafts, but the points I added didn't quite work out.
Well, so let's talk about your army composition, because whereas I'm forced to bring 2 cruisers for every battle cruiser, you're forced to bring 3.
This is a Grand Cruiser, so this is pretty close to a battleship, like the very big. It's like it's in between the classes, so it's a repulsive Grand Cruiser, a repulsor class Grand Cruiser, I believe, and its requirements in the fleet is 3 cruisers or heavy cruisers. But if I bring heavy cruisers, then I have to bring even more cruisers on top of that. So this made the most sense. To bring the Ordnance cruiser I wanted with attack craft, I was over by like 20 points, so I had to drop it down to a murder class. So you have 3 murder class cruisers, very basic, they're all the same. Rules-wise, they have 10 weapon batteries on the sides and lances on the front. You can retrofit them to reduce the strength of the weapon batteries to bring more lances.
Is that something you choose before the game, or every time you fire?
No, it's a retrofit, so before they go into the battle.
I see.
Yeah, I just felt like I'd get more out of the weapon batteries when we get nice and close, so I just stuck with the weapon batteries. I don't know if that's the right call or not. My leaderships are hilarious. So my Grand Cruiser, because I don't have a Chaos Lord, I rolled a 1, so we got leadership 6, and we have 8, 8, and then 6 again. So my command structure isn't that experienced in this game. And in Battlefleet Gothic, if you're not familiar, you roll random leaderships before every game.
Exactly,
If
unless
you're
you
not doing
purchase
campaign.
commanders.
Or you've purchased commander, yeah.
Oh yeah, I failed to mention mine. I got the opposite.
Yeah, you got the opposite.
Instead of 6, 8, 8, 6, I got 8, 9, 8, 9. So 8, 9, 8, 9. So apparently I'm a veteran
Absolutely.
of the long war.
Yeah, you've been here for a while.
Yeah.
You know how to crew a ship.
Yeah, I'm not a noob. Don't call me a noob. My escort squadron's leadership 9. That's a high-level fleet admiral level.
Literally, that, yeah.
Or
yeah.
mid-level, sorry. Mid-level fleet admiral.
So like, if I could buy a Chaos Lord,
and make it leadership 8, right?
A 9 for a Chaos Lord, I think. Or you're right, yeah, a War Master is 9, a Chaos Lord is 8, so they're more experienced than a Chaos Lord commanding a fleet.
Yeah. I didn't even have to pay any points. Now, mind you, when you buy the commanders, you also get rerolls.
Exactly, get
And
rerolls.
so that's cooked into the cost as well, and then you can buy more rerolls. So we don't have any of that fancy-dancy stuff.
Right, we're keeping it pretty basic. We don't even have any celestial phenomena on the table here.
Yes. Yeah. We're going to be playing at a modified Cruiser Clash. So Cruiser Clash is you're supposed to have just cruisers, and you have the same number of cruisers, all with less than 185 points, and then you just get points for killing cruisers and crippling cruisers.
Yeah.
We didn't want to do that, especially because we just realized that's how you're supposed to do Cruiser Clash after we built our list. And so it does have a modified Cruiser Clash, which is just bring over the crap you want, and then just do victory points.
Yeah.
So the way victory points works in Battlefleet Gothic is if you destroy something, you get its points. So like this is worth 260 points. If Luka kills it, he gets 260 victory points. If you cripple it, in other words, bring it down to half its strength or lower, you get 25% of its victory points. And if it disengages and is not crippled, you get 10%. A ship can disengage by flying off the side of the table, or by at the end of its movement doing a leadership check just to basically turn everything off and make it so you don't see where he is.
Exactly.
You might think that's ridiculous, how can you not see where he is? But space is huge, man.
Right, and the ship itself, if you're not familiar, is actually just like it's like a pip on the stem. Like
that's right.
Imagine you're a commander, and like there's like holographic images, and like it's like blowing up images of where the ships actually are. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what we're basically looking at. We're looking at the holographic table right here, which is really cool. I like that concept of space is huge. Because you see, like in Star Trek and Star Wars, they're always close quarter battles.
Oh, yeah.
And it doesn't make any sense.
Right.
And that's fine. It's fun cinematic stuff. You need to get cool shows like The Expanse, which do it much more right. And those are super awesome, and I appreciate that.
The fights take literally forever. And it's
yeah,
just
like they're sitting there having, like then one of them, she's having a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
They're like, launch torpedoes. And then she's like having a cup of coffee while having a conversation with somebody.
Yeah.
And so it's like, yeah, they'll engage in 5 minutes. I love that, though. So check out The Expanse. We're not sponsored for that, I wish. Can you imagine? It is the producers of The Expanse. If you want us to sponsor us, and while we play some Battlefleet Gothic and talk about you and about the science of it, I will gladly do that. I will gladly do that. So you just give me email me Matthew@MiniWarGaming.com, producers of The Expanse, to sponsor our battle reports. So let's just jump right into this. So we've already done our deployment and chosen sides and all of that, as you can see, everything right here. So now we roll off, and the winner chooses who goes first. Let's just do this. Oh, look at you, Mr. Winner. I might have the higher experience, but I don't know how to go first. Who's going first?
I think I'll go first. I will go first. I will go first.
I should point out we have 8 battle round equivalents.
Right.
So each of us gets to take 8 turns.
And
if somebody hasn't rolled over and curled up into a ball in the corner and conceded by then.
100%. In fact, that could happen. Like, we were playing off camera, and like everything was fine, everything was going well. All of a sudden, I lost my big Grand Cruiser to like one really unfortunate turn of shooting.
Exactly. And bombers, right?
And bombers, and
I just rolled
sometimes
nothing
that
but 5s
happens.
and 6s, and then I rolled a critical and set you on fire.
And then, yeah, even more damage. I'm like, I don't know how this happened. I guess I should have braced.
So, into the movement phase. Begin. Oh, this is not a tutorial battle report, but I'm going to say rules out loud. And that way, people, if they catch little tiny nuanced mistakes, they can correct them.
They can correct
and
them
also,
for
so
us.
if you've never played Battlefleet Gothic, you might be able to follow along a little better.
Yes. So enjoy some space combat. I'm going to activate one of my more experienced ships first, and we're going to attempt a lock-on order with this murder class cruiser. So what this is, I'm going to roll leadership. I need to roll 8 or less. I do. So I'm able to put the lock-on order on this ship. And what orders do is they enhance capabilities in one direction, and while taking away other aspects. In this case, I'm not allowed to turn anymore, but I get to re-roll my attacks with lances and weapon batteries.
Right.
And
if he failed that leadership, then nobody else gets to try orders.
So that's why I start with the higher leadership guy first. Yeah.
Or the one that you want to do the most.
I am unaware that Chaos typically wants to fight at long range, I think, but these guys, I'm just going to be aggressive. And it's a metric game too, so we use centimeters, so he's going to go 25 centimeters.
That's right, it's the game for the modern age. Even though it's really old.
Yeah. I guess we're going to attempt the exact same thing. We're going to do a lock-on order with this murder class cruiser. 8, it's good, we're good.
You chose the 2 8s first, it's a good thing.
Smart. And then we are also just going to go up 25 centimeters here.
Bring it, do some damage before I Nova Cannon you to the face.
The nice thing about the star map here is you can just use a bunch of landmarks to determine, where they're going to end up going.
Oh yeah, wonderful map here by Table War. So
yeah, literally, it's perfect for BFG or there's many other space combat games.
Silver Vault members can get a discount with them. So check that out, MiniWarGaming.com/silver discount.
I'll attempt
# advertisements.
I'll attempt a lock on with my Grand Cruiser, I suppose.
Leadership 6. Oh my
we
goodness.
got the lock
Look
on.
at you fancy pants.
I actually don't know what this one moves. I believe it's 20. I know it's at least 20.
Yeah,
it's not
gonna be
25.
at least 20, and then you can check.
There we go. Might as well try another lock on. And no, that's
right.
No more orders.
Like, no, guys, you got this.
But the benefit is I can turn now.
That's right. If you fail it, then it just treats it as never having attempted the order.
And
except for the fact that nobody else can now take orders, if there was anybody else to go.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 20 centimeters, and because of, I guess, inertia and whatnot, and the size of the ships, it's harder to. So we're going to turn up to 45 degrees, and we're going to go 5 more centimeters forward.
So every ship has a maximum movement. Whenever you move, unless you've done a special order that changes this, you have to move at least half your movement. And then there's a certain amount that you have to move before you can turn. For cruisers, it is, and for capital ships basically, they have to move at least 10 centimeters before they can turn up to 45 degrees. It'll tell you on your sheet what your turn is, but usually in the Imperium and Chaos, it's 10 centimeters, or sorry, it's 10 centimeters, 45 degrees.
Right.
Like these guys, escorts, can turn 90 degrees whenever they want.
Yeah, they're very mobile.
And then the other ones will have to move at least the time as well.
Neither one of us have the class of ship that has to go 15 before it turns. That's the
Right.
even bigger ones.
That's the huge ones.
Yeah.
Now we go into the shooting phase where Luka determines order. And at this point, he's allowed to make measurements. You're not supposed to pre-measure things, but in the shooting phase, you can.
Right. I'm going to go with the Grand Cruiser first, and I'm going to see what I got going. I think it's just my lances.
Yeah. Every ship has to fire at the nearest ship, unless they pass a leadership test first, in which case then they can fire whatever they want. And nothing's in range.
Just checking the range. This guy is a little bit close quarters combat. He's got torpedoes and 30 centimeters. So if you're not familiar with metrics, like a foot on each side for his weapon batteries, and there's 45 centimeters, so like a foot and a half, so 18 inches ish.
Not
and then
quite good.
The lances are only a foot. We are going to fire this Murder class cruiser into the Dominator, and we're going to. It's got 2 lances going forward. The way lances work, they always score a hit on a 4+ regardless of the armor of the ship it's firing.
Now before he rolls, I can decide if I want to brace for impact. It's a special order that you can use. Every other order you have to use before you move the ship. This is a special order that you use when your opponent declares shots against you. If I pass my leadership check of 9,
Nice.
10 actually, because when
I want special orders, yeah.
Yeah, because if your opponent has any special orders on, you get +1 to your leaderships for this. If you have any blast markers next to you, you get -1. We'll get to blast markers in a moment. Then I get to have a 4+ to ignore damage, but not against my shields. So there's no point in doing it yet. So yeah, so you got 2 lance shots that hit. There's only 1 roll. There's not a hit and a wound. There's just 1 roll. So
Okay, yeah.
both miss.
But I got lock on, so
Lock on to reroll.
So I get 1 hit against your shields.
So we put a blast marker next, directly where it was happening, touching me, and for every blast marker that's touching your ship, you're -1 shield.
Correct.
So it's basically a way to represent, but when I fly away, that blast has other effects as well, which we'll get into. He's got 2 shields. You want to try again?
Yeah, so this one will go same thing, shooting 4. We already know he's in arc. We don't have to worry about that.
You're already in range too.
Would you like to brace?
This one is only good if you get both of them through, so no.
Oh!
Okay, they both get through. So the reason that I don't want to brace is because then I can't do any special orders on my turn, which would probably be like a lock-on kind of thing. The other reason I don't want to do special orders is because he has a Nova Cannon.
Oh,
so
yes.
If I brace, then he can't fire the Nova
That's right, you
Cannon.
have 2 Nova Cannons.
That's right. So he takes a hit, which means he has 8 total that he can take as a Dominator. So he's down to 7. And every hit that gets through the shield, you roll a die. On a 6, becomes critical. Oh, look at that. We get to show off criticals.
Super lucky, okay.
Cool. So we have a critical hit table. He's going to roll 2d6 on, and we'll read what it does. Don't worry about what all the other ones do. An 8 is a thruster damage. So I take another damage. So it's actually, I'm down to 6 wounds remaining, or whatever you want to talk about, hit points. And my speed is reduced by 10 until the damage is repaired, which I can do in the end phase. And the last one's going to try again.
No lock on though, so just looking for 4s. We got 1.
You got 1 more.
hit.
Is it a critical?
Oh, could I get that lucky? No.
No. At the end of the shooting phase, you can launch ordnance. This would be your torpedoes, your fighters, your bombers, your Thunderhawks, all that kind of fun
All
stuff.
the fun stuff.
Now, he has ordnance in the form of torpedoes.
He shoots torpedoes out of his prow. I'm not going to do that now.
Yeah, it's
because
probably, we're a little too far away. I'll be able to avoid them pretty easily.
part of me wants
Torpedoes he places there, and then they move in the ordnance phase, which happens after the shooting phase, in both players' turns, so it'll continue. But torpedoes continue in a straight line, and you can't control them.
Right. You like a more experienced player would probably shoot them now to try and control where these ships move, but I am not that player.
You're not quite sure exactly what would be best.
Exactly.
So it's nicer if you get close. If you get within 30 centimeters, you
Right.
can launch torpedoes, and then they immediately hit a ship.
Right. Because ordnance in this game is incredibly fast compared to the
Yes.
actual ships themselves.
Yeah,
Like
everybody's ordnance moves every turn, not just in your turn.
So I'm thinking like shooting torpedoes here might do something, but then Matthew could just avoid them, and then I
Yeah,
have to
because they'll
spend
know
a
where
turn-
it goes, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And then you have to do an special order to reload.
To actually
fire
reload
them
it.
again.
And he's leadership 6. It might actually fail, so I think I'm gonna hold off on shooting ordnance, and that'll be the end of my turn.
Okay, so we go to the end phase where we do damage control. So the first damage control, I only have 1 damage control here. So I've got 1 critical hit on my thrusters. So what I do is I look at my remaining number of hits or hit points, and I've got 5. And then I have it rounding up. So if there's any blast tokens next to me. So half of 5 rounded up is 3. I roll those 3 dice. For every 6 I roll, I can remove 1 critical hit.
Right.
I do not.
Oh.
So his thrusters are still damaged, and so he's still at minus 10 centimeter movement. And from our 2 test games, that was a spectacular turn.
That's probably the best turn I've had in our test games. Like
Lances are really good because they always hit on 4s. Once you start seeing weapon batteries fire, you'll see that how critical it is for them to be in the right location. The weapon batteries have the potential to roll a lot more dice and have more potential hits.
Right. I think if you our fleets are the starting fleets of the game, essentially, and what we have going on here is that typically Chaos has more lances than the Imperium does, but they have Nova cannons, which are kind of wild.
You're about to see.
Yeah.
And if I do okay with the Nova cannons, it's going to look a lot different.
Yeah.
So in my turn, we start with the movement phase, obviously. Now I'd have to remember that he's at -1 leadership. My whole fleet is +1 leadership because you've got at least one special order on. The thinking behind that is because, remember, the ships are tiny. And so I know you're used to seeing like Star Trek and Star Wars where you can look out your window and you see other ships.
Right.
But in reality, they would be so small and so far away.
Everything's on a scanner.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so the fact that he's fired, or not that he's fired weapons, but that he's locking on, the only way to lock on is with some sort of active radar, right? Or some sort of laser or something that I can detect, and then I know where he is. So I get +1 to mine to represent that. It's a cool little,
and you can
a nuanced thing.
You can react quicker to what I'm doing because you can kind of tell what I'm actually doing too.
Exactly.
Right? That's the whole idea.
Exactly.
I like it. Yeah.
Cool. I'm just going to be doing some simple stuff. I'm going to do let's do a lock on. So right now I'm leadership 8-9-8-9, but because of the modifiers, it's actually 9-10-9-9. So 9-10-9-9. So let's start with a 9. I know the 10's higher, but I don't care about their order. So let's do, so if they fail that 10, then I can't do any others. So let's do a lock on. Sure.
Nice.
My ships move 20 centimeters, so the minimum is 10. Let's move up that minimum. With lock on, I cannot turn. We'll try a lock on with this one. And we get it.
Oh, nice.
So I can only move 10 with him, period.
You can only move 5, I think. Or does he move 25?
Well, I can move up to full speed.
Right.
So he's 20 centimeter move, -10 because of the thrusters. So
-5 because of the blast.
Oh yeah, -5 because of the blast. Okay, 5 it is. I wouldn't get to turn even if I didn't lock on. Yeah, because I have to move at least 10 before I can turn, even with all the reductions. That actually leaves me in base contact with the blast marker. I was very careful with that. So I'm still -1 shield. That really sucks. And then my escort squadron is just going to zip right forward. We're going to stay in base contact. And the reason I want to stay in base contact, even though it has some disadvantages, is that when I fire torpedoes, I can lump them together into one giant torpedo salvo. And that matters because for every torpedo salvo that hits a ship, they roll their turrets to shoot them down. But if it's one giant one, they only get to roll the turrets once rather than like multiple times against them. So they only have one chance to shoot them down. I forgot I was just going to roll a lock on with them. It's not.
It doesn't change anything.
It's not going to do much. No.
Okay, so no more orders.
No more orders. So the light cruiser can't do an order. So my little dauntless light cruiser is going to move 10. We'll then turn 45 degrees.
No, you leave my cruisers alone.
Actually, the dauntless can turn up to 90 degrees. But
oh, he's a light cruiser.
He's a light cruiser, but 45 is enough. I'm fine with that because I'm just heading straight for them. We're going to close that gap, and also try to make them closer. I don't know if that's important. Let's go to the shooting phase. Let's start with my Mars-class cruiser, battle cruiser actually. And that one is going to fire its Nova cannon, which is this little doohickey, and then also any other weapons that are in range. We're going to place a Nova cannon, so I place this anywhere 30 to 150 centimeters away, so that's like 2 to 5 feet. The center is going to matter. So I basically want the center to over this one, so do you want to lift your ship just a little bit there? Just lift it straight up. So if I get a direct hit, I get to, because the center is more damage than the rest of it. The whole thing does 1 damage to everything it hits, so it's devastating to squadrons like this. But the center does D6 hits. So this is not as scary because he's all cruisers, but still that D6 hits can really wreck up the one cruiser.
That's where I'm a little nervous. So I have to declare if I want to brace.
So let me declare all my weapons and you decide.
Oh, okay.
And then I got 2 lance shots, which I'm going to roll a leadership check, so I don't have to fire at the nearest. I pass. And I will choose to fire at the one in the middle as well, just in case I get lucky.
Oh, it's the Nova cannon is so sporadic. It's just
I know.
It's like all or nothing.
Well, at that range, let me tell you how much it's going to scatter. It's within the 45 centimeters, so it's going to scatter. Actually, hold on, I got to double check. I want to say 2d6. Yeah, sorry, within 45 centimeters is its perfect range.
I think
it's going to scatter d6 inches unless I roll a hit on the scatter die.
I think what I do here is I'm just trying to save face and I will declare a brace.
And then if you fail the leadership, then oh well.
Yeah, right. So I should be at 9 because of your orders. So this changes to brace, which means I'm stuck on brace for my turn. I can't do any orders.
Right. Every other order basically goes away. Like he's got them still marked so that I know I have my +1 leadership, but they have no other effect. Okay, you ready?
I'm just trying to rush towards these Nova again, so there's not too many Nova Cannon rounds.
Yeah, the other one's going to fire Nova Cannon too in just a moment. So let's scatter it. Or if I roll a direct hit, it doesn't scatter at all. So scattered. Oh, that's going to miss totally.
4 centimeters.
So please shift it for me. Okay, so 4 centimeters. I was thinking 4 inches. So
No, 4 centimeters more there, yeah.
So here, you shift it then to where you're.
So it's about there.
So it still hits the one.
It's supposed to clip me still.
Yeah, so it hits the one. It does 1 damage, which will just put the shield right there.
Oh, is that where it puts it?
Well, of course.
I guess that makes sense.
Well, I guess, you know what? I don't know, but if that's where it exploded, so let's put it there. It looks cool, right? Does it matter?
Only if weapon batteries fire at the front, but I don't think there are any weapon batteries firing at the front from him, so.
Not to him, no, because I got lances now. Now its dorsal lances will fire. This is this is all I got left. The dorsal can fire left, front, or right. So 2 shots hitting on 4s. We got 1 more hit, that takes the shield.
That does take.
So you've got 2 shields on each, right?
Yep. So each one of these are 2 shields.
So that one's out of shields. Boy. Sorry, I get to reroll. I was locked on. So the one that missed is now a hit.
Okay.
So you can brace that one. So
Yes.
4 up to ignore it.
Brace! Oh!
So is it a crit? No. So that's a damage. How much do they have each?
8 as well.
So they're at the nice hefty 8. Now my Dominator, it has a lot of weapon batteries on the sides, 12 on each side. But I don't have anything to shoot with those, and so I'm just going to fire its Nova Cannon, and this time I'm going to put it directly on the center of that one, so I don't have to place it down there, because if I roll a direct hit, because now I know that's the ship that took all the damage, right?
Right, yeah, he's got 7 hits left on him. Look at this. This can do up to 6 damage, yeah?
Yeah, you're already braced. That's a direct hit.
So that's
it does D6 damage, which you can then brace against. Oh, no!
This is why I was trying to rush towards the Nova Cannon.
Yeah, no kidding. Brace!
Brace! Stops. Oh!
Not bad.
Only one?
What the heck? Not bad. That's
amazing,
ridiculous.
But is it critical?
No! What?
Oh.
That's
Oh.
nonsense. Okay, fine. Whatever. Take my fun away. I don't know what was luckier, my direct hit followed by a 6, or you didn't rolling 5 out of 6
hits,
4
yeah.
pluses. They probably all averaged out. So I'm going to have my little light cruiser here fire. I'm going to do a leadership check so I don't have to fire at the nearest thing. I do not, because I want to keep hitting that same ship.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And while I'm at it, because I can do this to see my other stuff, I'll fire the 4 weapon batteries. Actually, no, I think they're going to be out of range. And now that I've actually checked my data sheet, his lances only have 30 centimeter range, so I'm going to have to fire at the nearest one.
Oh.
That's just too bad. It would be pretty much a waste unless I roll all 3 4 pluses. And then I'm out of range to fire my weapon batteries that way. So I'm going to have 3 lance shots. Did you want to brace?
No, thank you.
I'd have to roll perfectly for this, for you need to brace. Well, 1 shield.
That's
And the nice thing about the shield on it is it's -1 leadership for his
And it
test, and a
slows me
-5 centimeter movement, which you like your movement.
And the more shields on the table, the more general clutter there might end up being too.
Yeah, which can stop torpedoes and everything else. Okay, so I should have done them first, now that I realized all of that, because now their weapon batteries are going to be firing through a blast. So, yeah, for sure. After all the calculations, because I'm going to lump them all together into 6 shots, or, I'll do 3 and 3, because then I get 2 shots in total. Because basically what you do, this is where it looks more complicated, but once you've done it a few times, it's not too bad. We look at how many weapon battery, this is for weapon battery specifically. Novas always get their number of shots, which is why you'll notice that Novas have usually a lot, or sorry, not Novas, Lances will usually have a lot less shots because they always get that many. So in this case, I've got 1 weapon battery on each, and I'm going to combine them into 3 and 3 because they're a squadron, so I can do that. So then I look, you are a capital ship, a beam, which is the side. So closing is front, moving away is the back, a beam is the side. So I go over to here. But I'm firing through a blast marker, so I shift 1 to the right. If I was within 15 centimeters, I'd shift 1 to the left, and that stacks. So I'm down to here. So when we go across with the 3, we come to a 1. If I stayed at the 1, it'd become a 0. This is why I'm going to lump them together to 3. This is the value of low shot, but squadron. So with 3 and 3, so I'll get 2 shots in total. Now, unlike lances, weapon batteries have to fire against the armor of whatever it's shooting at, which in this case is a 5 up.
Yep, they're all 5.
Yeah, you're all 5. My guys are the big ones are all 5, and then 6 on the front. They got extra armor on
They got the reinforced prows.
Yeah, because that's clearly where they're going to get shot the most, right? And we get 1, so that hits your shields.
Ooh, heck.
Hey, that's great.
That was from them?
Yeah, that's going to be something for my torpedoes to fly through, but whatever. All of my shooting is done, so now it's time for Ordnance. So I have 2 things. I have Ordnance. I have the Mars-class battle cruiser, which has my fighters and bombers, and then I have these, which have these are my Cobra-class escorts, or destroyers, I think they're called. They have torpedoes. They have 2 torpedoes each they can fire. So with the revised edition rules, normally before we'd place like, if I had 6 torpedoes, I would place them like this. And then you could get really ridiculously wide, which doesn't make any sense because they're coming from these little pinpricks. So now, if you're going to fire a clump of 6 torpedoes, you'd put this down and put a little 6 next to it to represent its strength. And they all torpedoes have a strength and a speed. For the Imperium and Chaos, from what I can see, it's usually a speed of 30 centimeters. And then the strength is whatever happens to be. Now, because they're in base contact, they can fire their torpedoes together, or I can break them up. So I'm going to break them up into 2 groups of 6. So we're basically, I'm gonna do this a little more carefully off camera, because what I want basically is for the line to go through at least 2 of the cruisers, which should be perfectly possible. Yeah, they have to be placed on the front, because these guys fire from
And
the
then,
front.
yeah, the front is bigger than you would assume.
It's anywhere on this part of the dial that I can place them. So yeah, maybe that one's a little too far down, but it's fine.
It's
I'll be able to
you
clip
get the right
through 2.
idea, right? Yeah.
So normally I'd put a little die next to them, 6 each, but they're about to move and hit stuff, so I think we can remember that without the clutter. So this one's going to move straight. It's going to go through a blast marker. So whenever you hit a blast marker with any kind of ordnance, whether it's ships or like fighters or that, you roll a die on a 6, you just lose the whole thing. Nope. Ooh. So then it collides with your ship, which has how many turrets?
2.
So you roll 2 turret dice, which are 4 pluses. Every one will reduce my strength by 1. So the strength of that is now 5. So now I roll 5 dice against your armor. We ignore your shields if you had any, but you don't. Are you thinking of bracing?
I think I'm going to brace.
Okay, roll your leadership.
He braces.
He braces, which is going to make him, all his weapons are now half strength for his turn, and he can't do any other orders.
Right.
So I roll 5 dice, every 5 plus will be a hit. Any ones that miss, the torpedoes get to continue on and do the next guy. Woo, 3 hits. You're braced, so 4 is to ignore.
4 is to ignore.
3 of them.
All
You lucky duck. You lucky duck. You did it again.
It could be critical.
I know. But it would be better if I was hoping at least 2 of those would get through. So you take 1 damage, he's down to 7. It continues, hits a blast token on a 6 will get destroyed. And then those last 2, because 2 failed to hit, or you have your turrets, and you shoot them down. We're going to do the same thing with this one. It's going to hit the blast marker and not get destroyed. You got turrets against it.
Reduced by 2.
Oh, you get it down to 4. And none of them hit. And this one's not going to hit a blast marker. I can hit the way I hit it. So you got your turrets again. So it's down to 3. 3 hits. So the torpedoes are all gone. You're already braced with him. Come on, Luka! Stop it!
Be critical.
Stop it, Luka! That's way above average. And then these torpedoes are all gone because they all hit. Wow, I still had an effective turn, but watching Luka make 90% of his 4-ups is kind of frustrating.
You almost crippled that one in the middle.
He's down to 5?
He's down to 5 now.
Okay.
And they're both on brace.
And they both have their blast markers. So no, that was a hefty turn.
Let me tell you guys, this first battle round has seen more action than like our test games for whatever reason. This is already way more stressful than I want it to be.
So that's the end of the ordnance phase, because it was the end of the shooting phase. I launched the ordnance, then the end of the ordnance phase where we did all of that. So we go to the end phase. You don't have any critical stuff to do. I have to try to repair. I'm still in base contact, so I'm still at 3 dice. I've repaired my thruster, so no critical damage on that. And then we remove D6 blast tokens that are not in base contact with ships. There's only 1, so I'm not going to bother rolling the D6. So Luka didn't bother doing that on my turn because he only had blast tokens in base contact.
Yeah.
So that one's removed as the debris disperses, and that's the end of battle round 1.
These little torpedo boats, man.
Yeah. So in your turn, you still have those 2 locked, or your braced orders.
Correct. So
the other ones are all gone.
I don't believe I want to do anything with the Grand Cruiser.
Because you want to be able to turn. So
I want to be able to turn. I got plans for him. Not super ambitious plans, but plans nonetheless. And we are going to do a lock-on with this murder class.
Leadership 7?
Yes, because
he's
of
6
yours.
plus the 1.
So we do get the lock-on, which is nice. And then I'm just going to go with his movement now. And he moves up to 25. And I think
So you want to close the distance because my minimum range of Novacan is 30 centimeters.
yes, so this
I could put it at 30 centimeters and hope it scatters back, but it's still way less dangerous for him.
there with our full move.
Bring it in.
All right, now these guys are going to move 20 because of the blast markers.
Right, but they can turn once as
Yeah.
long as they move at least 10 centimeters first.
They're going to move that 10, and then we're going to turn up to 45, and then we're going to go. Ooh, we're not going to do a full 45 because we want that thing on our front. So we're actually just going to turn more like that, and we're going to go just a little bit further to there. And then this one's going to move forward.
So almost acting like a squadron, but they're not a squadron.
Yeah,
You can have squadrons.
I can have squadrons for them, but we're trying to keep it pretty basic, so I didn't want to like get too deep into the rules for
and
squadrons.
then you have to. it doesn't always benefit you to have squadrons.
Right.
Sometimes it does.
The big guy, who's he move 20?
He was 20, so he's gonna go 10. And then he's gonna turn. Then he's gonna go 10.
Beautiful.
All right. I have a question for him for the viewers too, because like, there's upgrades I realized for him. I didn't pay for them, but I can increase the range of his lances for 10 points. That's fine. But you can also give him a 3rd level of shields. But it says put him on a big base. Is he already on a big base? Is that what is that? Does that count as a big base? And that's all it references. Big base.
Hey, that's true, because it's much bigger than those. And the base actually is important because it represents not the size of your ship, but the interaction size of your ship.
Right, like the area of space it kind of, well, like Matthew said, interacts
Yeah,
with.
we're always measuring distances from the point to the point. But if you touch this part, you're interacting with the, like basically if a torpedo gets to that spot, it uses the last little bit of distance to thrust and then close in.
Right.
So they are semi-guided torpedoes.
And you would board if your bases are touching and certain things like
yeah,
that.
exactly. So it's to represent influence size rather than how much space they're actually taking.
Correct. All right, we're going to start with the murder class on the far left, and we're going to work our way into the Grand Cruiser. We are going to put the lances forward and the weapon batteries to the right here.
So that's not going to be your nearest. Well, actually, the one to the right doesn't matter.
Right.
The forward one, which one is closer? I think it's the one you chose.
Interesting question, actually.
No, you're right. This
So
one is the closest.
he is a little
And he's
closer.
down a shield too, so that's where you want to put it. So you're doing 2 lances on him,
He's got 2 lances going forward, and then the weapon batteries have to
and
go.
everybody else only has 1 lance shot each because they
Correct.
have braced. Ooh, do I brace? I don't want to brace, because if I brace, I can't fire my Nova Cannon. And I got a target right over there that'll still be in my range to Nova Cannon. I'm going to take a chance and not brace. Yeah, and the other one is going to be 10 weapon batteries, but with the beam escorts at that range, it's only going to be 2 shots. There are 4s to hit.
Right.
So I'm not going to brace, because you'd have to do perfectly for you to kill one. These only have 1 hit point each, but they have 1 shield. So it's
Correct,
like, you
yeah.
got to do a shield, then a hit. So you're going to fire there first?
Just firing at them first.
4 up.
Rerollable for lock on? No.
No, you didn't kill one. I forgot about the reroll, but still, I wouldn't want to brace because I want to reload their torpedoes. So there's a blast on them, and then the 2 lance shots forward.
4s.
Reroll. Oh,
they
you didn't
both
need to. So that one of them got through. So is it a crit?
Critical? No.
No. So we'll put the blast up front
For the one, yep.
for the one that did hit, and then the other one got through.
That's all they have. So, well, that one. We're going to go to the second one. We're going to put 1 lance forward. And I assume you don't want to brace.
No.
Okay, and then the...
Because I knew they would be doing the same thing, I would have declared a brace already.
Right, so the weapon batteries over here, down to 5, and I believe I'm shooting through that, so it's a bad shift. But I'm already at
the
the
furthest
worst.
right. So at 5, you'll have 1 shot there on a
Right,
4.
so-
So I'm not bracing.
So-
So 4 up on them, no reroll.
Nope.
And then 4 up on the lance forward.
Nope.
No, okay. You want to just do that again?
Same thing, and I don't believe
No,
I'm
the shift will go backwards anyways.
right,
So
yeah.
don't worry about it. So it's just 1 shot there.
4 up on them. No!
Oh, and the lance forward? No! Okay, it's all right. You got the big mama ship.
Yeah.
What's he firing at?
So we are going to fire everything because its lances are front, left, right, and we're in the weapon batteries are left or right. So we're going to put all the weapon batteries and the lances into them. It's going to be, after everything is said and done on the chart, 3 weapon battery shots and 3 lances.
Oh, all at 4. So 6 dice on 4s, no rerolls. That's expecting 3 to get through. Still not going to brace. I'm hoping you're only going to kill 1.
Hooah!
And you kill 2. So the way that's going to work is the first one hits right here, and then he is destroyed. When you destroy one, you replace it with a blast marker, which is not big enough to touch any other bases. And then the next one will hit the next guy, and then the next one after that will destroy him. I should point out that when you're in base contact with these ships like this blast marker affects ships that are in base contact with him, but
Right.
you didn't get that far.
Exactly.
Otherwise,
that's
it-
true. If I got 1 more, I could have killed him, right?
Yeah. You're spiking your 4 ups, so now it's into Ordnance, which you hadn't fired last time, so what are we about to do?
So he's got a strength 6 torpedo
On the prow?
on the front, yeah. So I think I want to go for the light cruiser with this one because I don't want to fly through
No,
multiple
that's a lot of
blast
blast.
markers.
Every
Yeah.
one that you fly through on a 6, all your torpedoes are gone.
Though it would be nice to kill more of them off because they can do a lot of damage with those torpedoes. But
Yes, well, they are definitely going to be trying to reload and plop some
Exactly,
torpedoes
yeah.
on.
So we're gonna go-
on this lovely little squadron of destroyers.
a direct course for that light
Sorry,
cruiser.
cruisers.
And to show you where it's going to end up, if it does, it's going to end up right around there.
So whatever strength is left will be
End up
here.
right there.
Okay, so I got my turrets first. He's only got 1 turret on a 4+, so it reduces the strength to
down
5.
to
So you roll 5 dice. These are 5s. Will do damage.
Would you like to brace?
I should.
All right, brace away. You
Yeah,
get
I
plus
should-
1 to this.
Yeah.
You do.
I am braced. Yeah, because I can still fire, because he has 3 lance shots, so,
it goes
bring it
down
down to 2 is not
yeah.
horrible.
And
5s. Oh, you tricked me.
well, you get to.
I know.
Yeah.
You get the 1. Ah, I
There you go,
stopped
you
it.
need it.
Yay! I would have totally wanted to
this
take
is
that.
strength
Because torpedoes,
4 then.
yeah, so only 1 hit, so it's down to 4. So that'll continue forward, so I gotta be careful about not driving into it, because it'll do that. And then any of my ordnance would go as well, but I don't have any on the table, because all the torpedoes were destroyed.
There's no critical damage on our ship, so I'm gonna roll a d6 and get rid of that many blast markers too.
That are not touching. So that's only this one and these 2 you cannot get rid of.
I suppose I'll get rid of those 2. I don't know what the answer is. I'll get rid of them though.
Okay. Well, it's back to my turn. That's all the stuff in the end phase. And so I got my movement phase. So the only one that can't do an order is him. I would really, really like to reload. So I got the -1 and the +1, so it's leadership 9. I did. So they have reloaded. So
Very
reload
nice.
doesn't affect anything except it allows me to fire my torpedoes again. And where is it? Where's the reload? Where's the reload? There it is. Right, that's reload.
Yes.
I do not want to lock on.
Right.
I do.
You want to turn?
I don't have what I want to be able to turn, right? I guess if I locked on, I could move straight forward. See, my Nova Cannon is only in the prow, so basically I won't be able to fire it. If I don't, I could turn this way. Then I could Nova Cannon and fire the lances that way as well. I know you got 3 shields.
No, he's only got 2. 3 is the upgrade.
Oh, that's the upgrade.
Yeah.
But these are the ones that are damaged. It's like, clearly I'm going to be putting torpedoes through it, so I should just focus down everything here. But I've got 2 Nova Cannons, so it seems a shame not to unleash them one more time. I don't know, man. So you know what we're going to do here is we're going to do a lock-on with him. Yeah. We fail.
Oh.
Because of the blast marker. next
Only
to me.
because of the last. Yeah, because he's 9 normally. Yeah.
Yeah, 9 up to 10 because you have order.
I
on
have
at
my
least
lock
1.
on. Yeah.
That means no more orders.
Yeah.
So I didn't.
That's where the rerolls come in with commanders.
Yes, because you kind of do it there, but you only get 1 by default for the whole game. So
I know it is.
he's just going to go 7.5 inches forward
That's his minimum move now.
because of these, and then I'm going to turn.
You have to go 10 to turn.
Oh right. All right, well then we'll stay right there. I would like to. Let me double check his other
Yeah.
weapons. I'm humming and hawing over about moving just forward and then putting on my weapon and then turning. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move the 2.5 centimeters further forward, and then I'm going to turn. So I still have the front. I guess the front. I got to measure from here, not there. I'm looking all the way out here. I'm like, oh, the front's not good, but it's actually there. So I'm going to turn even more because I got some good weapon batteries on the side. Also, make sure I'm not in the line of your ordnance.
You should be safe.
Yeah. This one has to move at least 10 before I decide what to do. Obviously, don't want to keep flying forward into your torpedo. Although if I stop there, I'm fine because your torpedo will then move up like to here-ish. So he's got the 2 front shots of lance, and then he's got a few weapon batteries on the side, and then he's got the Nova Cannon. But once again, the Nova Cannon is going to be, if I just go like this, I got to check if his lance is just front. Yeah, I'm going to turn it a bit more because the lance is actually dorsal, which means front, left, and right. So, whereas the Nova Cannon is only front. So I'm going to put the Nova Cannon over here, and then the lance and batteries this way. It's like Cruiser's going to pass through this blast, so it's going to slow him down a little bit. We're going to move like this, and then move his last 10 centimeters, so that we have something on the side and we have something on the front as well. These guys are super fast, so they're going to just move forward, turn. I got to move minimum 15. I guess I should measure this part. Oh, dude, I'm cheating lots. They only turn 90 degrees, not as far as I freaking want.
You could do, oh, you already did the reload.
No, I don't want to do the other one anyways,
yeah,
because I want to fire the torpedoes.
Exactly.
Okay, you know what? That's fine. That's fine. It's all good. It's all good. Because what I'll do is I have to do these individually, but essentially they're all going to do the same thing. They're going to move a little bit forward, turn their 90 degrees, and then move. That was 1 of their centimeters, so we'll move 14 more. That's actually perfect. That puts them right here, so I can put torpedoes right through you. We're not going to touch the light cruiser. I don't want all the blast tokens overlapping everybody. There we are. So I had to nudge things. You can actually overlap bases, but it says only do that if absolutely necessary.
Right. Try to avoid.
If you can avoid it, you must avoid it. Now I'm terrified to put the Nova over there, so we're going to be firing Nova to that side.
Okay.
And then Lance is like, you know what, I'm going to do a quick leadership check. He's good, because I have leadership 9 on him.
9, yeah.
And so we're going to put because he's the most injured one, right?
Correct.
So lances and weapon batteries into him, because I'm not within 15 centimeters of him to get the better shot anyways. So, would you like to brace for impact?
He's going to get lit up by torpedoes and everything later, so yes, I'm going to go ahead and attempt to brace. And he
did.
bracing.
Sorry, he doesn't have any lances. He's got 12 weapon battery shots. Now, mind you, we'll see how many rolls I get, but so 12 weapon batteries. But yeah, you're going to be getting other stuff on him, obviously. So with that change information, do you want to change your mind about bracing?
There's 12 weapon batteries, eh?
12 weapon batteries.
On a
It'll be 8 shots.
Yeah,
on him.
absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Like
I figured. So 8 shots, your armor is a 5+. Wow.
you got a shield. Okay.
Well, oh yeah, you don't get to brace against the shield. Wow, come on. All right, put that up front there. We'll put the Nova thing right on top of him.
Yeah, I'm not going to brace with him.
Okay. He's just within 45, which means it scatters D6. So 3.
That means the whole.
Yeah, the hole will still touch him right there.
Alright, so that's the downside of the big base there for sure.
Yeah, D6. Only 2.
Oh, it strips his shields.
Yeah.
Do we just boom boom?
I don't know. You figure it out. You're always supposed to do it from the point of the gun, but this thing fires and then explodes, so it's not targeting you.
I know, it's weird.
So I figure we should do it from where it ended up, because basically Nova Cannon fired, exploded right here.
kind of in this area.
So if you guys know the answer to that, we'll double check the rules later on too, but there's lots of little tiny nuances like that I'm not sure of. Let's do my Mars pattern. We're going to be doing Nova Cannons that way. Let me check my arcs, and then we'll do a quick leadership test. We're good, so I can fire whatever I want. He's going to fire his dorsal and weapon batteries into that injured one. And the port side weapon batteries, the left side, are not in the right arc to fire at your cruiser. Probably not the right range anyways. So let's drop that thing down again.
I'm not bracing.
Okay.
I know. I'm going to take the hits. He's going to get.
Yep, direct hit again. Good enough.
I just hope you don't roll too high here.
Oh, it's 5. So that's just 5.
Ah, that cripples him. Crap.
Oh,
I need you to roll 4 and no criticals. All these stupid.
And I've got a critical
all
too.
these stupid Nova cannons, man.
They're all or nothing. Like they could do so much or so little. And your critical is also thrusters plus an extra damage. So you take 6 damage and your thrusters are damaged. And then he has the 2 lance shots there, and he has 6 weapon batteries firing, going through a blast with a moving closer, a closing capital ship. So it'll be 3 shots with the weapon batteries and 2 with the lance. The weapon batteries will be on 5s because that's your armor. And we get 0. We weren't aiming, so we don't reroll. And the 2 lances on 4s. Oh, we got 2 of those.
Ooh, I got 1 brace against
Yes,
that.
because we strip your shield.
Ooh, natural.
And of course you brace! I know I should be complaining. You're rolling lots of braces. In base contact, I don't care. I don't know if I'm supposed to place it or you're supposed to place it. It doesn't really matter in this case, because my torpedoes will be able to get through. Up here we got weapon batteries. Let's do a leadership check. We're good. They're going to fire at Buddy Boy right there. A beam, but close. I got 2 shots. 5s. 1 more. Oof. Come on, 4 up. Can you continue your stupid streak? You didn't. Is it a crit?
He's crippled now.
It's not crit.
So he's got 4 hits left.
Oh, I've crippled 2 of your ships. That's not good for the Chaos Fleet. And we got my light cruiser who did, basically he's going to put the 2 lances there. I think that's his only target. That's how I placed him. Yeah, and then the side into the closer one. So the 2 lances, it'd normally be 3, but it's half rounded up because I'm braced. We got 1 more, which you're braced for. Ah, I know I'm doing good, but that's a lot of 4s. And then 1 shot onto him. He's a beam, but close. I've only got 2 weapon batteries. Nothing. That's on a 5+. That's all my shooting. You ready for some ordnance?
Absolutely.
We got torpedoes and we got bombers coming. You ready? You think you can handle all that?
No, I don't. I think this one's
Because your turrets are halved as well, right?
Exactly.
We only got
now.
1 turret. Okay, so here's how we're going to do it. First, we're going to drop the torpedoes. We're going to be greedy. Well, not greedy. We're going to be sure.
Yeah.
We're going to put 1 down that's worth all 8, and we'll move it in a second because I need to know. I don't want to know the outcome before I move it. And then my Mars pattern is going to launch 2 fighters and 2 bombers, and I'm going to put them in a close wave formation, so I just stack them on top of each other. Fighters first.
Yeah, this is new with the revised edition.
Yeah, because otherwise you can fan them out, right? So they're going to be like this.
Loose or close formation. Loose is what people are more familiar with.
Right. Because they're in a formation, I have to go at the slowest speed, which will be the bombers. But I'm going to resolve the torpedoes first. The reason that 8 is not greedy is because what I'd like to do is 4 and then 4 and have him get hit by torpedoes. So there's the 8. You got 1 turret.
1 turret because I'm crippled.
Oh, you're just at 7. Okay, let's see who's dumb lucky this time.
5s to hit.
5s to hit. Only 2, which you ignore on 4s.
Brace.
No, they both get through. Are they crits? No. Which brings you down to what, though?
2.
And so you killed 1 and 2 more, so there's actually still 5. They're gonna end up somewhere over here. I'll measure it. All the way to here with 5 left. They're not gonna really have an impact on the game, but I'll leave them there just in case he decides to be like, I wanna go! And he flies them by torpedoes, I guess. These ones are within 20 of both these ships, but I have to fly through the blast. If I fly through the blast, I gotta roll a die on a 6, I lose the entire close wave.
Yeah.
I'm saying, and sorry, he's only taken 1 damage so far?
He's down to 7 of 8.
If I could cripple him, then your fleet is like...
He's got no brace on him either.
Yeah, no brace. He could brace if I...
Yeah.
You know what? We're gonna be greedy here. We're gonna play it.
You're gonna go right through. Oh, you're gonna safe? All right,
Yeah,
safe.
safe. So you get your 2 turrets.
All right, 2 turrets against that.
4 up.
Ooh, I knock out the
you
fighters.
killed both of my fighters. So I have bombers.
I'm not gonna brace.
So I have D6 shots with each of the bombers, and then we subtract the number of turrets. Now I could have reduced the number of your turrets
With fighter
for each
suppression.
fighter with fighter suppression. So like let's say I had 1 fighter left, then we only count you as having 1 turret instead of 2. So these are D6 minus 2 each.
Oh,
So that's 0, and that's 4.
And I didn't brace.
He didn't brace, so there's only 5s though, but these ignore shields. 1 gets through, doesn't cripple you unless I roll a 6. No. So you take 1 damage, bringing you down to 6. And these fighters are either destroyed or they return for refitting. They never do more than just 1 thing.
Yeah.
And next up, your torpedoes get to go.
It'll end up around here.
It's like, and we're just going to remove those dice because we know they're not going to do anything.
Yeah.
So there they go. They just continue off. What a turn. We got the end phase now, so you can start by removing critical damage.
I only get to roll 1 die. I have 2 hits left on him, and I'm on a blast marker. On a 6? No.
No. And he's the only one with critical damage?
Correct.
So I remove D6 blast markers. So 1.
Oh boy, we got a lot on the table.
I don't know which ones matter. I'd like you to have to fire through them wherever possible, so let's go for an inconsequential one way back here.
Okay.
Okay, so back to your turn. So just a note for our viewers, when a ship is crippled, it basically, all of its stuff is halved.
Yeah.
So it has half as many turrets, shields, weapon batteries, ordnance, that's to have fighters, torpedoes. It can't fire Nova cannons, and its speed is reduced by 5 centimeters and 10 in the case of one next to a blast. So that's serious. It's a big deal when a ship is crippled. A crippled ship is worth 25% of its points in victory points.
And he's my most expensive ship at 230.
Right. So, but right now he's only worth 25%. If I manage to kill him, he's then worth the full 100. Big difference.
He's odd. He's got a lot of health. He's a grand cruiser, but he's actually cheaper than this ship is.
Yeah, well, I think the Nova Cannon, you see why.
Yeah,
I think,
Nova Cannon,
I pay a premium for Nova Cannons.
Yeah, Nova Cannons
which
are
I should.
very good, yeah.
Although they're
I think
it's,
like
I played the iPad game Leviathan, which is no longer available. It's really sad.
Yeah.
And I loved Nova Cannons, and I remember it being like so hit and miss. Some games they would scatter and boom, kill 6 ships.
Right.
Other games they would do nothing.
absolutely not a
And
thing.
so,
right?
so it's one of those. It's a very random. Everything's random.
And
You
like
dice rolls.
an army fast enough, if they get to go first, the Nova Cannons would do next to nothing.
You get 1 volley, and you
Right.
paid a lot of points to include those. So I think that's why there's that disparity. But I don't really know. I'm just new to this game. So movement phase.
Okay, orders. I don't know if I'm going to do any orders. I do want to just slightly move. They both want to turn because they want to be able to.
Right.
Yeah.
No orders?
No orders on them. I'll try to reload his ordnance because why not? He will fail though because he's only 6. So he's
Oh, right. So
Yeah.
even with the +1,
exactly.
that doesn't help.
So I wasn't going to do any orders anyways. This is okay. It just means he doesn't have his strength 3 lance torpedo volley, which kind of sucks. But
that could be good, as we
could-
saw, because you could
not
just
bad,
fly
yeah.
up right here and right through there.
he attempted an order, so he can only move 10 right now. His thrust are his thrusters damaged? No, something
Yes.
else's thrusters are damaged.
No. His 5 centimeters from being crippled.
Right,
And then
that's
he's
what it
got
is,
the blast token, which gives him -5 as well. So he's movement 10. So he could still turn because he's doing his minimum 10 before a turn.
Going there. And then
Do
he
you want
will
to turn at all?
turn just a little bit.
Okay.
Just a wee bit. All right, we are going to move you your minimum. Actually, no, you have to go a little bit further.
Why? Because it moves 25?
Yeah, you
So 12.5.
Like,
It's okay. We're not actually touching.
we have to get
That's just the
danger
models.
close.
That's just the models.
You are going to go 10.
Big thank you to Steve for letting us use his Iron Warriors Chaos Fleet. This is actually his. The Imperial one is the studio's.
Yeah, we're just gonna go forward more. Sorry, I might as well try and focus on the one ship I can. This guy here is going to move, but he moves. His thrusters are damaged, so he moves -15. So he actually only goes 10.
And he's got to move 10 before he can turn, so you know your first part of the movement.
So he'll go there, and then I'll keep him just facing like that in case
He's
he
crippled
fails.
and braced, so he's quarter strength on his
Right.
weapons.
Well, he's got one whole like lance battery fire. That's it. I'm done moving. We're gonna start at the end of the move phase. We're gonna try and get him out of here.
Okay, so this is what you're calling, you're disengaging.
Yes.
And so essentially after he moves, he can do a leadership check. If he passes it, he shuts his ship off and floats in safety of basically anonymity.
Right. There are bonuses and negatives to this leadership role, and that is my leadership.
Oh,
A1.
yeah.
Based on like celestial phenomena, ships.
Well, and
nearby.
also because I'm close by.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
it's because it's -1 for every one of my ships close by.
Right.
And ordnance too.
So I hope to roll really low.
So just roll and then we'll check it.
He's leadership 8.
Okay, so I know the one I remember is for every one of my ships that's within 15 centimeters or ordnance, it's -1. So these ones are not within 15. Actually, none of mine are within 15.
Oh,
There, if you did a circle, it would be just not touching. So you found that dead zone. You're like, turn everything off.
Wait, that ship go weird.
So you passed.
All right.
And so this gets removed from play. Now you might think, well, why would you want to do that? Well, so that I only get 25% of the victory points. If he was not crippled, then I get 10% of the victory points when he disengages.
Right. This is also a campaign-based game. Not this one in particular, but the game is based around campaigns too, where you want to save your ships. Often in ship combat, they don't explode and die all the time. It takes a long time to kill a ship, and they're just going to leave before that actually happens.
Exactly. And remember, space is big, so this looks like they're close together, but they're still thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of miles apart.
Right. And then with them unable to track me.
Oh, sorry, kilometers, because we're measuring.
Right. And then I would just use, like, I would turn my thrusters off, I turn off all of my signals, all of that stuff. And then I just use inertia to travel through dark space, or travel through space.
Yeah.
And then I would eventually just I would turn
Far
them on
enough away.
later and
Yeah.
fix my ship.
Once all the danger's passed.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so that one is disengaged, so no problem there. I get the 25% for that one because it was crippled. And now you can shoot.
Yes. We're going to start with that murder class cruiser there. And
Now he's not crippled at all, right?
No, he's fine. This is the leadership 6 guy. So we are going to put...
So you got your batteries that can go into him and your lance into him? Is that how it works?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Batteries into him just because you never know, and then the 2 lances forward.
So you've got a weapon battery strength of 10 at this distance, and my beamness, as that's a word, means you get 5 dice at 5 ups. So I'm not going to...
It might shift up if you haven't already.
I did shift it up. That's
Oh,
what I
that's
said,
5?
at this
Okay.
distance.
Oh, at this distance.
Yeah, because I'm a beam.
5 sounds like a lot. Yeah. 5
Yeah,
is
so
good.
10 right here. So a beam capital ship is 4.
goes to 5.
And it goes up to 5 because we're shifting 1 to the left because you're so close, within 15 centimeters. I'm not going to brace because I can't brace the 2 shield hits anyways.
So that's
2 shield hits.
All right.
All right, that was worth it. So that knocks out my 2 shields. And then you got your 2 lances forward.
2 lances forward.
There's no reason to brace that yet.
So.
Oh, man, look at you.
Both shields.
Did you get so close that this is going to touch you too?
Yeah, I had to go that far, right? So I.
Yeah, you did. Look at that. This is perfectly touching both of us. We share the debris.
We share this nonsense. And
So this one, what's his plan?
ideally the same thing, maybe.
Unfortunately, the side batteries cannot shoot at anything. Your line is like going here, and I have to go to my.
Yeah, and again, for the movement, you can't pre-measure, so I just kind of like eyeballed that would be okay, and it's not.
So you have a choice to fire at either one of them.
I'll put the lances forward.
He's down to 5. 1 more damage on him.
Yeah,
and he is
lances
crippled.
forward. Would you like to brace?
Yeah, I need to at this point. That should be fine, right? Leadership. It was 8, 9, 8, 9. So
Yep.
he's down to 8. So yeah, I passed it. So I'm braced.
Lances say 2
Oh
hits.
yeah, that's a good thing I braced. Well, actually, we don't know yet if it's a good thing. Yeah, it was somewhat. I'm crippled now.
He's crippled now, and it's going to be
Not a critical. And the big mama,
Big boy here.
who's crippled,
He can fire lances forward, but I think we're gonna put everything.
into the butt of that light cruiser.
Now we're gonna try and do a leadership to hit those escorts a little bit.
Ooh. You kill one more and they're crippled for a sense of victory points.
Yeah. So leadership on him, he does pass. He's able to do that. He's gonna put his 1 lance and 7 weapon batteries at the moving away escorts.
All right, let's see what that's going to look like. So you're just at a 30.
Yeah, it's like 30 and like half a centimeter away. So that means the lances can't fire at them. The weapon batteries can though. I'll put the I'll put the lances forward into the crippled.
To the crippled guy, okay.
Yeah,
Doing the calculations, you get 1 shot against them or 2 against him.
yeah, it's not ideal.
So which
either
would
way.
you rather do?
I'll just do it against the light cruiser.
Okay, so 2 against him on 5s.
We hit a shield,
So
so
shield. And then how many lances did you still have?
I think I only have 1 going forward because
So
of
only
the
has
crippling.
2. Oh, because you're at a quarter. No, you're not at a quarter. You're only at half. So if you only have 2, it becomes
Oh, he's got 3.
So it
down
becomes
to
2. So
Yeah.
onto him. Already braced, forced to wound, or forced to
They both miss.
Oh, tough luck. Do you have any ordnance to launch?
No, he failed that.
Okay, so then these ordnance continue moving, and they
Off
leave.
That is
In end phase, you got crippling damage.
I got no damage to repair because that guy left.
Oh, okay.
but we have 2 blast markers to remove.
Which ones?
Yeah, right.
Ones that are not in base contact.
We'll just go with these 2.
All right, inconsequential ones. I like where you're going. Back to my turn. This is turn 3, right?
This should be to bottom of 3.
Yeah, because I fired Nova Cannons twice. That's how you tell what turn it is. How many Nova Cannons have I fired? And I'll even fire like one way over there just so I can keep count. So we're going to try to reload Ordnance on them. You don't have any orders on you, so I'm just leadership 9.
Yeah, they're veterans.
Oh, we're good. So they reloaded. That's right, we're just going to keep torpedoing you till you cry for mercy. We're going to try to lock on with my Mars pattern cruiser, battle cruiser, and I will. I'll move his minimum of 7.5 because of the blast tokens, reducing my movement to 15. And we're going to be ready to broadside a couple things. And then my other cruiser who's crippled, who's only got 6 weapon batteries on the side now, is just going to move straight forward. He's braced, so I can't do any orders.
Normally?
Hold on, I could have, he's normally moves 20, 5, 5. Yeah, I just fine. 10 is good. This is -5 because he's crippled and -5 because of the blast. These guys are going to move forward, turn 90 degrees, move down. I've already measured the distance for all of this. We're good. Even going through that blast, as long as I end up turn. Didn't move my full, so even that blast marker is not going to hurt me. And they're reloaded. And then this guy's just going to move forward just 10 centimeters, and then he can turn up to 90 degrees. Get those lances ready. Get them all warmed up. Shooting phase! Let's start with Buddy Boy right here. 6 weapon batteries into him, 6 weapon batteries into him. And I don't think I can, yeah, lances can't go on anybody. Oh wait, no, the lances are dorsal. So the lance is also into this ship. We're really going to try to cripple him. Do you want to brace for impact?
Nah.
Oh,
Nah.
brave little man. Well, let's do the weapon batteries first. This way. 4 shots into him on 5s. So 2 hits. We
Ooh.
only have 1 shield now.
I did not brace, so
Oh, did you want to?
no.
Okay.
No.
It is not a critical. So you realize you made a mistake that you actually have thrusters damage on him, right? So see if they got
See if
repaired.
they actually fix it, because then he would be actually be able to move there. So
Yeah,
he
because you forgot to roll to fix it the first time.
he would have had 5 left,
So-
but
so
then up
halved.
to 3. So he would have fixed
Okay,
it.
so we're
you
good,
know
we're
what?
good,
No
we're good.
thruster damage. Everything's the same. Everything's fine.
Otherwise, I get to roll more dice against him. So then the weapon batteries on this side, after all our calculations of being a beam but close, I get 3 shots hitting on 5s. Nothing. Oh, I wish that was lances. Speaking of lances, 2 lance shots. Oh man, I wish those were something else. And we'll do him. Weapon batteries. They're halved from 6 down to 12. So that just brings us to the same thing. That's a beam and close. 1 hit that cripples the shield. Also cripples my shield. If we're going closest to closest. And the other side can't fire anything. So.
Right.
And I can't fire the Nova Cannon, and he wasn't going to care about firing the Nova Cannon. Next up, we'll fire the Escort's weapon batteries into him as well. I'm going to do them individually because it'll be 1 shot each. Do you want to brace?
No.
5 up. Well, your funeral. 1 shield and 2 get through. I think that cripples you, right? That does cripple you.
Oh, why you gotta roll like that, man?
I don't know, man. Well, I ain't done yet. We're going to put 3 lances into your butt.
Not gonna brace.
And I'm not in range to do the weapon batteries.
Look at that.
Oh! Yeah, well. I forgot to try a reload on him, but whatever. I think I'm doing just fine. We're going to put all 8 torpedoes
Bring
right
it
there and blah! Roll your turrets.
He's got 2
Dude, man.
turrets. He reduces by 2.
Oh, look
6.
at you! So that's okay. We're going to cripple you right here. Just so
Not
you
gonna
can
brace.
So you can just crawl home. 5 up, right? If I do 4 of these, you're
All
crippled.
glory.
Oh, we got 3. But hold on.
It
there's
could be critical.
3 chances for criticals. Oh, I want more criticals. I think criticals are cool.
They are very.
Fly through to here with their 5. No, you killed 2 torpedoes.
So down to 6, and then.
And then I got 3, so these are down to 3.
Strength 3.
I don't think we have to worry about that because you're not going to fly into them, right? You want to fly into them? Is that how this game is
No.
feeling? I'm just going to fly into the torpedoes, man.
Thank you.
So crippled, almost crippled.
He's got 1 hit away from being crippled.
Oh, I should have remembered. I would have totally flown fighters and bombers into him.
You could even take. Oh, just to cripple him, yeah.
Yeah. Because if you're all crippled, then not only can you not hurt me, but
Right.
it's all the victory points, right? Well, not all. It's 25%.
Blast markers.
Yeah, because you've already healed your crippled damage.
Yeah, that.
5. Wow.
Wow. Okay, there we go.
Well, you can keep the ones in front of you, and I want the ones making your life a little more difficult. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right. Those blasts have cleaned up. There you go. They've done exploding.
Yeah. Well, they disperse, right?
Okay.
Turn 4.
So in a campaign game or in a narrative game, if we were playing, in the Hungering Nexus, it would make the most sense to start disengaging. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is it. The Imperial fleet like outmaneuvered me, they outshot me, and it just didn't work out. So I would normally just move, disengage, and the game would be over. But I'm gonna play one more turn of shooting to see what kind of cool damage I could do, and then
then we'll finish.
Then we'll finish it there.
Yeah, because it's clear at this point. Well, and a super lucky dice might start getting through stuff.
Right, like I could like go through him, he could explode, start doing damage to this guy over there, maybe something random like that.
We'll see.
What we'll do is we'll start with a reload ordnance.
Okay. Leadership -1, but +1.
He passes.
Oh, good thing you got a leadership of 6.
Those guys reloading.
You're welcome.
ordnance.
You're welcome.
You know those torpedo boats with leadership 9 turns out really good.
Yeah, weird, eh? If I could put the Admiral not on a cruiser, I would always put them on the escorts.
So his thrusters were fixed. Technically on the turn he got hit by the Nova Cannon.
And it's -5 movement.
So -10 in total.
Right, because he's crippled.
He's crippled.
So basically, this has to move at least 5.
Oh, jeez. Well, he's going to go to there with ordnance on. And
Oh boy, 3 torpedoes coming my way.
I'm going to turn just a little bit.
Okay.
There we go.
So no orders on this one?
No orders. 15, because I need to turn. So that's 10. I can turn now.
There is one order that lets you turn twice, but then he gets half his weapon value.
I think I'm just going to go, just to not, in the interest of not blocking the, I'm going to suffer the bad shift anyways. I'm going to go back a little bit because I don't want it to be a beam. I want it to be closing, or sorry, moving away. And then this
That's
guy,
better than the beam, yeah.
Going to go 10, turn a little bit. He's going to be kind of on top.
Shooting!
We're going to start with the crippled murder. We're going to fire it into the, ideally, back of that.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Nice.
With your side.
With my side, which is, so I'm crippled. My batteries go down to 5 at a moving away capital, but I'm shooting through blasts.
But you're within 15.
Oh,
so
am I?
no shifts.
Oh, that's right, I am within 15. Of course I
Shift,
am, yeah.
bad shift, good shift. Not going to brace against this. I've got 1 shield still. One gets through.
One gets through. Can it be critical? It's not.
I'm actually disappointed by that.
Oh,
He's down to 3. Now this one has the 10 weapon battery, which will be 7 shots. I've got to brace against that.
Bracing!
Yep. Braced.
Didn't need
Oh,
to.
well, I got 1. Yep, got through.
All right, critical.
Oh, come on.
All right.
He's got 2 hit points left.
All right, this one here is going to attempt a leadership to fire at him. Yeah.
No, he's leadership 6.
It feels so bad. It feels so bad.
He's like, no, sir, fire at the one that's crippled. No, fire at the closest one!
We're fire at the closest guy. We're putting the weapon batteries and the lances in him. So, do we want to brace?
It's 2 lances.
It's 2 lances and his.
I'm not gonna lock. I'm not gonna. You get 4 shots that hit on 5s. That's what we just checked the weapon batteries, and then the 2 lance and 4s. I'm gonna take the chance.
Batteries first.
1
level shield, and then the 2 lances.
Oh, you get through.
We got
Is it
through.
critical?
Has to be extremely high crit. Oh, yes!
It's crit. Roll a 2d6. Roll double 6.
No.
Oh.
5.
Prow armament damage. Prow armament may not be
his
fired.
head, his whatever's on
Yes,
his
the
head.
front. That's only his Nova cannon. So
Okay. Well,
I guess it doesn't fire anymore.
feels good to destroy the Nova Cannon, but you can fix that later. And then we got 2 blast markers there, and we're gonna launch a 3 strength torpedo wave because I'm crippled.
Oh, you're gonna go for him?
Yeah, I'm gonna try. Is there a way I can skirt that? But I can't tell.
Absolutely.
From over here. All right, cool.
Absolutely, you go like that. Boom. Well, I'm crippled, so I only have 1 turret.
You fail. Oh.
Sorry, it's down to 2. 5s?
5s.
Oh.
Boom. That's it.
And
I can see.
They keep going.
Yeah, they just keep going. Yeah.
Yeah, they keep going.
Oh, look at this hot mess we got going here.
And this one flies and goes off.
Is there a chance I'd lose these shit? Like, if I, is that the worst gamble in the world? I actually might have been able to, like, still disengage with these ships next turn and, like, a last Hail Mary attempt to really destroy that one ship. Because
Get the 100%.
Yeah, get the 100%. I would.
You're in danger of me getting 100%.
That's
though,
the
right?
problem. That's why you want to disengage. Because how many points is he? Do you think?
The middle class one, he's like 190 points.
Right. So if I gave you 25% of my entire force, what's 25% of 740?
It's less than 200.
Actually, be a pretty close game.
Yeah.
If I destroyed him and then survived your following turn and then disengaged with everything, would have been probably a draw.
Yeah.
Funny enough.
Yeah, but not destroying it. It's
Getting there though, because now Matthew could just disengage with it if you really wanted to.
That's what I would definitely do.
Yeah, so, like-
because he's going to be pretty useless. I should have probably disengaged him last turn, to be honest.
I thought you were going to, and I'm like,
I didn't think about it, to be honest. And then I had him in a good spot to fire a few shots.
Right.
So I think he did end up stripping a shield and helping to disable your 1 or cripple your 1. So I think that's okay.
Right.
Okay. Well, here's what we'll do. Okay, so he doesn't get to run away.
Interesting. All right.
So what are we at? We're at how many hit points left for him?
4.
And him?
4.
Oh, he's got 4, eh?
Yeah, because the other one he's the crippled. The crippled one. The other one's at full, I think. No, he's at 7. He took a random hit from something. No, he took a lot of hits. 5. That's right. My whole team.
Oh, you're about to be crippled.
100%. So he's got 5, and then there's the one crippled at 4, which is the one nearest to you, and then my Grand Cruiser's at 4 out of 10. So.
Okay. Reload? So they reload.
No, I can see. I run away. I've
already conceded. Yeah.
Please let my ships alone.
They're gonna obviously. Ooh, it's gonna be a little tough. I think they might actually have to fly through the torpedoes, but there's only 3 of them, so I'm not too worried. Just so I can get that one. No, that would cripple them. So. Yeah, because they're minimum 15.
That way, shoot.
Oh no, never mind. I just realized that I keep thinking 15 centimeters. It's like 15 inches, but 15 is actually only like right to here.
It's a 6-inch move, essentially. Yeah.
Yeah, so I keep them in base contact with each other. Move
Fly
here
right over the blast
and
marker.
put. Yeah, sure. I don't really care. And then put torpedoes right through there, which don't explode. Is that the crippled one?
No, he's at 5.
So you get 3 turret shots on them.
Oh, I just want to do the torpedoes.
Just do it. Just do the torpedoes and see what happens.
So he actually stops
So there's
none of them.
so there's 8 torpedo
bracing.
shots.
Yeah.
No. Oh, he has.
Yeah, he's the.
Sure. Whatever.
Yeah. You have a reload. Oh my goodness. 5? He's only got 5 health left.
And he's got 2. No, that goes right through.
Yeah. He takes 3.
So he takes 3 of them. So he's crippled now.
Oh, no critical damage though.
And then 3 more get through. So he gets half his turrets.
Oh, which is only 1. He does
Oh,
reduce
2
it by
get
1.
through. 1 more hit, which does not do critical damage. So he's got how many hit points left?
I probably would have braced with him too, but like
Sure.
he
He
passes,
braced.
and then he
He
stops.
ignores it. Okay,
so-
and then the torpedoes are pretty much done. 'Cause
Yeah,
there's
they go
like
flying.
there's like 1 left.
And I think these guys would have had no choice but to really fire at that guy.
Yeah,
And
but,
then
but
yeah.
still, now you're all crippled.
And I'm crippled everywhere. There's like this guy couldn't even fire.
Oh,
lances.
lances.
Yeah,
No, they
lances.
don't just do your shields. So that's not a big deal
Oh,
because the
yeah.
torpedoes.
We got
Oh, they got
weapon batteries.
So obviously, I've got plenty of firepower to finish off one of his ships.
Right.
Or at
Assuming
least
I
make
make
it so that you
fragments, yeah.
can't really hurt me.
Right. It got to the point where like my ships are 2 damage, my weapons, everything's at half effectiveness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think we can call that a victory. So that's our first game.
Oh yeah, on camera. The other, like this one was like immediately active right away. I don't know. Maybe we just learned a little bit more in the practice games.
Well, I learned to keep in the practice games, like my Nova guys just like sped forward. And,
Right.
like, now it's like,
Yeah.
no, put them at the back, move them as slowly as possible so they get 2 Nova shots before you're really engaged.
I'm curious about the big base on the Grand Cruiser there because I probably should have paid for the 3rd level shields, obviously, but
Yeah, 'cause
it was
that
a
does seem
downside
like a
because the
bigger
Novas
base.
it pretty much makes the Novas almost always hit them at closer range because it's only the 1d6 centimeter scatter. So even like a 3 centimeter scatter is going to
It's
hit
still
them.
gonna be on
Yeah,
them,
so it's
yeah.
like 50-50 on top of the chance of getting a direct hit on top of that.
And the other reason that we're kind of just, all right, we're done, is because this is our learning. We're still learning as well.
Right.
So
We have, like, nothing-
we're keen to get on to the next game and to try out some other stuff and maybe try slightly different army compositions. Maybe throw in a commander. Maybe we'll play at 750.
Right. Okay. So
Or maybe
you
we'll
had
say,
to bring
let's
commander.
say, oh no, if your fleet is worth 740, you can choose not to use the full points, right?
That's true. Yeah.
Or maybe we'll say like 800, just so that we have that little extra points.
I guess
for-
you're just playing the same thing but with a commander.
Right, but no, we'll change it up a bit. Well, as we go into the next game, because
Right.
I want to try out some different stuff. Because
Yeah.
yes, 2 Nova cannons are good, and 6 escorts with torpedoes are good. Great, awesome. I know that now. So let's try some different configurations and see what I can make work. Okay, I hope that you enjoyed that. The other battle report is available right now in the MiniWarGaming Vault. Click the link below to go watch that right now. If you're not a Vault member, don't worry. Just click it, get a free 7-day trial. Watch it and decide if you want to stay. I hope you do, because it'll help support us in making these battle reports. Thank you so much for your viewership awesomeness. And if you're a Vault member, thank you so much for your financial support for helping us to be able to stay in business. Happy wargaming.